3 sessions ago, we read a letter from a woman who was mystified by her husband who got angry when she became frightened when she saw bugs in the house. I explained why they were having the conflict and also what she could do about it, which was a lot. Now, back to the writer of the letter. Notice that all the recommendations I've suggested to you boil down to just 2 things. First, tell the truth about yourself. And second, love your husband. When we do those 2 things in a relationship, miracles happen. I'm not exaggerating. The truth and love virtually eliminate conflict. How can other people be mad at you when you're telling the truth about your mistakes and flaws? How can there be conflict when you're genuinely loving others? Now, I recognize that this might seem a bit backward. After all, you are the one frightened by the bug and screaming. In that condition, how can you be expected to give love to your husband? First, that's why I suggest that you have the conversation with him before the next bug event, not during it. And second, even though you certainly do need love in that moment, so does he. And if you forget that, your interaction will fail. I'm emphasizing what you could do differently only because right now I'm talking to you. He's not here. So I can only recommend to you what you could do to make this situation much better. Now, what if he were here? And what would I say to everyone who has a partner who is afraid for whatever reason? I can't begin to tell you the value of paying close attention to your partner's fears. They don't have to make sense. Don't make your partner justify their fears. Most fears are irrational. They just are. And it is in just such times that our partners most need to feel loved by us. They do not need to hear, "Oh, you have nothing to be afraid of." When we say that, what they hear is that they're stupid to be afraid. My wife, for example, has a fear of heights. I'm not talking about heights of 100 feet, but heights of 4 feet. Even steep stairs make her nervous. So anywhere that we encounter steep stairs or a steep slope of any kind, I immediately stop, extend my hand to her, look at her so she knows that I understand her fear, walk ahead of her, and lead her down the steps or the slope. Now, I could look at this as an inconvenience to me personally. I could roll my eyes and treat her like a fool for making a big deal out of absolutely nothing. But this is my partner. This is my favorite person in all the world. She doesn't have to explain her fear to me. If she has it, that's good enough for me. And I'm only too glad to accommodate her. And come on, the whole business of helping her takes me all of a few seconds. And then she feels tenderly cared for. She feels loved. You think that's worth it to both of us? We tend to get focused on getting things done, getting somewhere, watching television, finishing a task, squashing a bug, whatever, at the expense of loving our partners. That is always a mistake. Your life will always be so much happier when you remember that it's always about real love.